Good afternoon. I've had a couple of computer wins today. Excuse me. One, I got a new mouse for my computer. I went to Bendigo and I went to Harvey Norman. Very charming guys there who actually know what they're doing. They're miles too young, of course. You're dealing with fellows who look about 12 years old. Anyway, one of these 12-year-old said, "Can I help you?" I said, "I want a new mouse." And he said, "What colour do you want?" And I said, "White." And he said, "Here you are." And he took it up to the front desk for me to get it checked out. And then he said the appropriate things are left. And I'm getting it checked through the checkout. And I thought, oh my goodness me, how do I make it talk to the computer? And what do I use for batteries? And does it need chip and all this kind of thing? And I said to the girl, "Do I need these things?" And she said, "Oh, no. She said, "This is a modern one. It doesn't. All you have to do is use the, there is a cord in there, just link it up, and that's just to help the computer understand the mouse." And so when I got home, I thought, oh, I bet there's something that they're not telling me. Anyway, so I unpacked it and I put the little cord in the computer, and the computer said, "Hello." And everything was fantastic, and I don't need a battery, and I've got this thing, and the mouse turns off if I don't use it for a specific length of time, and turns on again when I use it again and says hello. So it's a great improvement on the previous model, which was a bit troublesome. So I did that. Plus I got a new battery for my lovely Canon. I'm not sure whether I will keep going with this, Samsung, or I will get a new Canon. It just depends. If it becomes troublesome, I might change. I'm getting less frightened of getting new technology. Well, less concerned. What we're doing today, if I can find it, is justice. Justice. There we are. Lovely. It actually feels nice. Now I'm getting them printed through the Bendigo printer, Barton Print. They do such a beautiful job, and it's got a silk finish. It's gorgeous. Anyway, justice. The ruling house of justice is Venus, which you don't expect, do you? Because Venus is all about love, and Libra. So upright is about fairness and justice for all. Good legal advice, good outcomes. And I don't have to tell you what reversed is, because we've all felt it from time to time. It's when nothing goes right on the justice front. Now that could be an actual legal case, or it could be just justice. You know, when somebody does something or says something that is just patently not fair. Well, when you've got a reversed one of these, that happens. So Aristotle said, moral excellence comes about as a result of habit. We become just by doing just acts, temperate by doing temperate acts, and brave by doing brave acts. The Buddha said, wherever we go, wherever we remain, the results of our actions follow us. I like that better. And then Suzuki Roshi, one of my favorite Zen Buddhists, in a lecture said, hell is not punishment, it's training. And when I have had to deal in the past with unfortunate legal outcomes, that's the one that I think of. This is not hell, this is training. Something's coming up and I'm going to need this skill. Whatever the outcome is fine, it's training. So if you think about things like that, it's much easier to accept. So I really enjoyed the Justice card because I'm a Capricorn. We enjoy justice. We don't like it when someone says, I didn't like this or that's not right, if they are coming from a dubious point of view. Justice sits In her right hand, she's got a double-edged sword, and she has a double-edged sword because it cuts both ways. It's impartial, signifies impartiality. It points upward. The point goes upward, which signifies victory. As a slight aside, talking about that, if you see sculptures, if you see sculptures of generals on horseback outside government offices, pay particular attention to the way the horse's feet are. Google it, in fact, because there is a code there. You know, if one foot is up, it means he died in dubious circumstances with his girlfriend. If it's rearing, it was victorious. If it's bending down, it's something else. So there is a code going on there with the way the horse is standing with the general on his back. So the code, secret code of sculpture. Yes, in this justice, the sword, of course, is symbolic, and it points upwards, which signifies victory. The scales are held in her left intuitive hand, and they show that logic must be balanced by intuition. Must have the logical, but can't let go of the heart thing in order to dispense true justice. Her crown represents the well-ordered thoughts, and on her cloak she has a clasp with an all-seeing eye, which symbolizes the law protecting the circle. You see it there, the eternal state of oneness, the great Om, the vibration of the universe. Sorry, so it's a really definitive card. In the scale, you'll see a circle with the pointer, and that circle with the pointer reminds us of the spiritual consequences of our actions, because that pointer is moving backwards and forwards. It's not a fixed point. There's not right on one side and wrong on the other. It's moving, just the same as the scales are going up and down all the time. It's all about karma, isn't it? And the sword has got chains and a key, which signify the constraints of the physical. So in the heart, in the back here, there is a heart right up at the corner here. That heart is a yin-yang drawing, and it demonstrates compassion. You know, because if things are right one day and wrong the next, and you know the outcome one day but you don't know the outcome the next, then there's a lot of other factors that come into play, and we need compassion to make the right decision. This card brings with it the energy of justice and fairness and truth and the law. If you've got legal actions pending, then this card indicates that the fairest decision has a good chance of being made. Karma, you will have to answer for that, and you're being called into account for your actions, whether that is good or bad. So if the outcome you don't like, it doesn't mean it's not fair. It means that karmically you have got what is your due. It could be about a divorce settlement. It could be about custody of a child. It could be about all kinds of things. You may not like the outcome, but just think to yourself, well, I may not understand the outcome, but I accept that it's fair. Excuse me. Whatever it is, you will be dealt with fairly, you will be compensated fairly, and the events will work out as they were meant to do, whether you like that decision or you don't. It doesn't really matter. Rightly or wrongly, with this card, you'll get what you deserve. So be grateful. If you don't like it, still be grateful. It could also indicate that energies from your past lives are manifesting in this lifetime. There is something that needs to be finished off and finalized. It's a time for honesty in every way. A good outcome can be achieved if everybody is honest and on the same page. It cannot be achieved with people hiding stuff. That's always the same, whether you have this card or not. That is true. If your life is out of balance at the moment, the Justice card with the scales is saying to you, get it into balance right now. Reversed, the Justice card indicates an unfavourable outcome in a lawsuit. This just means that you don't like it. It doesn't mean that it's unfavourable. So from that point of view, reversed and upright are the same. If you get a decision you don't like, what changes is your attitude. Okay? You've got to have a very positive attitude before justice will be done. Don't try anything illegal if you've got this card reversed. Legal matters are definitely not in your favour. View the situation you're in strategically. Clear up any dishonest dealings that exist. And don't try to cut corners. Doesn't matter what you do, you will be discovered. It's really important you understand that. Some time ago I was doing a reading for a guy, and the reading said that would be very good for him to leave the country and preferably move into a monastery or something like that. And he said, oh, can you have sex in a monastery? And I said, no, I don't think that that's possible. I think that maybe that's why you're getting sent away. And he said, oh, well, I'm not going to do that. You know, that's not for me. I couldn't be involved in that. And he got picked up for something quite illegal about a fortnight later. So if he'd have been busily planning or moving or something like that, he wouldn't have taken a dishonest step. Mind you, it had been going on for some time and he just got caught. But it was well forecast and he didn't pay any attention. If the universe is telling you something, please pay attention. If you are drawing cards that say to you that it's time to fess up, then fess up. Because the next chance you get you might not like. So don't forget to write down your thoughts and what's happening to you in your journal. It's really important that you do that. I know it's difficult if you're not a journal kind of person, but try. How are you feeling? What decisions have you made recently that you feel guilty about? What things do you need to tidy up? What steps are you going to take to make your life a little bit smoother? All of those things can be said in your journal, because theoretically no one's going to see it, unless you've got children, of course. And then you're going to have to be very careful, because somehow they manage to find everything. You know, years ago someone said, don't write anything in your journal you wouldn't want on the front of the Age newspaper. That defeats utterly the point of a journal, but if you've got children, it's kind of like that. Okay, I'm going off now. I'm going to go and love my new mouse and play with my camera and organise something for tomorrow. Namaste. Have a wonderful afternoon, hot though it may be. Have a good day. Bye.